is up, tiny humans who mistakenly put me on thinking I would have anything intelligible to say at all today? My name is Patrick, and I'm your fearless leader. The only fear I have is speaking to pretty women. We have a deadlift day, 565 pounds in a deadlift that I should probably check the program to double check what kind of deadlift it is. Could be forward banded, could be deficit, but I will know I'm going to love it and not complain once about it. See you boys in there. So boys, let me give you a little bit of context as to the big three and their status right now. Since this is a powerlifting progress video, there is no good spot to do wall sits here. Good grief. I'm not far enough into this video yet where I'm allowed to swear yet, so stay tuned if you're come on, get in there. So stay tuned if you're ready to experience some unhinged Patrick, because it's likely to happen. But some context on squat, bench, and deadlift for me right now is at the American Pro, my squat didn't really progress. My bench showed up out of literally nowhere. Didn't really squat did progress, bench did progress. It just didn't progress on the platform, right? Deadlift. Now, I didn't PR any of the big three at the meet, right? But it was, this last meet was kind of like a kid beating up a bully and being like, my dad can kick your butt that much better. And my next meet is going to be the dad, fresh off of 20-year felony charge, all tatted up, teardrop tattoos and everything, about ready to mess some people up. So, deadlifts right now probably showed the most potential. Oh, I just clipped my ankle there. So, my deadlift was the main focus of progress last training cycle leading up to the American Pro, because it's been stuck for 6 years. And so I deadlifted, I locked out 777 twice on the platform, which would have been about a 50-pound meet PR. But soft lockout means that neither of those 777s counted, and we've got something very apparent that we need to work on. On squats, it was tipping forward onto the toes. On bench, it's dealing with inflammation. And on deadlifts, it's having the correct head position when locking out. Meaning that we have to completely break down my squat in order to get some decent progress. And otherwise, we're going to stay at this plateau that we've been at for a hot minute. Bench, we've got to re-approach training. Another big thing to learn how to mitigate inflammation. Deadlift, literally the only thing that we have to change is where I'm looking at lockout. It is the smallest change, which means that it's going to be the biggest. We're able to have the most fun with it right now, because we're not working on, let's make sure we have the correct bar center, the right foot pressure, the right tempo on our accessories. No. Let's just deadlift, boys. We're over a minute into this video, like 5 minutes into this. Let's fucking deadlift, boys. I'm allowed to swear now. This ain't Disney Channel, bitches. Got a little too excited there. But we're in for a treat today. Oh, not really. I mean, we're just deadlifting 565, forward banded, but I'm gonna have some fun. I'm ready to bleed out of my eye sockets. I'm ready to start coming chunks. If you guys have never come chunks, you've never done the right drugs before. Not drugs are bad. Don't do drugs. But are you really committed? If you've never either nutted straight blood or had nut come out like cottage cheese, they're not kidney stones. They're nut curdles. Very important. Someone in my squat video asked for me to do a little bit of an analysis of camera angles for deadlifts, right? So when you compete, there's 3 judges. There's a judge around where you guys would be looking at the bar, one on the other side and one straight on. Now, the guy straight on can barely see anything. The biggest red light that anyone can throw is anything for like ramping or hitching, which is why this angle is good because you can see any sort of bend in the knees, whereas going on straight on, you won't be able to see that as much. But this angle isn't the best, mostly due to the distance away from the bar that it is, in that it's not far enough away, because you want to see the top of the head and the feet at the same time, because what's going on with your feet might be the most important thing that goes on in your deadlift. And right now I'm working on locking out with my head nice and proud, nice and high, so I'm kind of like pointing my chin at the head judge, and can't really see that with this angle too much. You're a little far away, so I can't really see you because I need glasses, but I just started warming up, so I'll see you guys when I'm fully warmed up. Oh, what the hell? Why are you stopping my music like that? That ain't cool, yo. Boy. So, my right lad's a little angry right now for no fucking reason. So, it's not really going to affect anything. And so with the new stimulus of actually doing straight bar squat and straight bar bench, CNS took a little bit of a hit too. So it feels like I'm getting smacked in the face a little bit more than usual. But daddy didn't raise no bitch. So it's like, yeah, I know I can lift it literally any day of the week. It's not fatigue. It's just accommodation to the new stimuli of the week that we have to get used to. That second rep was way better than the first. I don't know why. 41.55, 43.55. Yeah, buddy. So I hate those like all the flashy lifting gear that people have to try and look good at the gym, right? And then I exist, all of my shit's black, and I lose it all the time. So I can't find my hip circle. I'm supposed to be doing timed hip circle around rows. I don't know why the hip circle's on there, but it is. So I'm gonna do it. But I lost my hip circle. I don't know where it went. But here we go. Psychotic. Huh? Yep, I am psychotic.
I would gladly hit the road, get up and go if I knew
We're on today's back 9 of training, and if you've been following me for long enough, you know that accessories are stretching under a load. So we don't have a lot of weight on this. This is belt squat RDLs for time, 40 seconds. I got the Fitbit all set and ready. But it's not a lot of weight, but what we're looking for is as maximum range of motion as possible, because we're going to be stretching everything that we use to deadlift so that we don't get injured deadlifting. Because when we're deadlifting, we're doing a compound movement, we are contracting. We're not really focusing on the stretch part of the movement, but on the accessories, we're able to kind of lean into the stretch of the movement, stretch under a load, and kind of do it's not a prehab or rehab, it's an intrahab, and kind of prevent injury that way. So I guess it is kind of a prehab. It's just done smartly with shit you're already doing. So we're looking for maximum range of motion. So I want to get the place to touch the ground at every single rep. And I want to be nice and controlled, slow, so that we still get the application of the accessory that we're looking for, which is going to be that tension. We want the fast twitch and slow twitch muscles getting fatigued and kind of getting into a hypoxic state where the stretch is increasing the elasticity of the muscle fibers and increasing the size of the micro tears that will inevitably heal up, becoming stronger. We want the hypoxic response to come into hand, because every time that you contract a muscle, you're using oxygen. When you're using oxygen, your body can run out of oxygen. It's kind of like ATP, phosphate response to a stimulus, but oxygen as well. And the way that your body gets more oxygen to the muscles is by flowing more blood to the muscles. So we want a nice, good glute and hamstring pump from this, because we want to fatigue them. And I think yeah. So we want to explode up, practice the from the floor to lockout of actual deadlift. We want to control it down to get the eccentric muscles firing, and then we want a nice big stretch. We want a good stretch in the lats, the hamstrings, and the glutes. So pucker your buttholes, boys. We are getting down and dirty. I add a little extra time onto the timer just so I can. Oh, that's twisty. There we have it. Lightweight baby. So when you're training, there's kind of two ways to go about progressing things, right? There's going heavier and making things harder, right? Now, a lot of people will go the route of just going heavier. But going heavier is not always making the exercise more effective, because it looks cool and it feels good. But it feels good when you're doing it. It doesn't feel good after you're doing it. So I have hated the leg press for as long as I can remember, because it is the easiest lift to just go heavier on, right? Everyone and their mom can leg press 1,000 pounds. No one cares. If you're talking to a guy at the club and he says, hey, I leg press 800 pounds, understand, he has small legs and he's probably a pussy. So this leg press can only load up 1,000 pounds. So we're not going on this to get a pump. We're not trying to get stronger on this accessory, because in all honesty, I leg pressed 1,000 pounds at 42, and I squatted, I believe it was 725. So there's pretty much no correlation between leg press and strength. However, leg press, I have discovered over the past couple of weeks with my 0132 methodology. This isn't an actual methodology at this point. It's just a tempo where you control the weight down, kind of like a 3 count. You hold it at the biggest stretch point for about a count or two, and then you explode as fast as possible to lock it out. Leg press is probably one of the most difficult things to just make harder, because it deals a lot with blood pressure going to your face. Now, a lot of people struggle with blood pressure going to their face because they're not used to multiply, they're not used to lifting heavy weights, and they can lift more on leg press, but they don't because they think they're going to pass out or something like that. Which, I mean, understandable. And learning to stay awake under heavy loads is a learned skill, which everyone can learn. It's nothing special. You just have to get stronger to be able to experience it more often. And leg press is not the exercise to get stronger on, to learn that. Right. So leg press, making it harder, making it more effective. So a lot of people, they'll take the usual squat stance and they'll leg press. They'll bring their knees, they'll bring their knees to their chest. And if you don't notice, I have a large gut, I have a large chest, and I've got large legs. So the bigger my legs get, the bigger my chest, the bigger my belly get, the less range of motion I get out of this. So I have to mitigate the lack of range of motion in leg press by doing it in a certain way that will get those things not, it's almost like muscular chafing, where your range of motion is negatively impacted by your size and your girth. So you've got to get your knees out of the way of your chest and belly so that you can get the weight further down, increase your range of motion. And this is going to point your toes outwards, but you want to bring your feet as close to the bottom. You're going to bring your heels to the bottom of the leg press plate as possible, because too high up, and you're going to get some lumbar extension going into that. And you don't want to be stressing your lumbar out while you're doing leg press. Leg press is meant to be a legs only exercise. It's meant to not be that difficult. You don't want to be cramping in your lumbar because leg pressed heavy. So bring the feet down, point them out. Valsalva, of course, but you want to bring it down as far as possible. Now, this leg press has safeties, which limits how far down it can go. So we're going to go as far down as the safeties let us, and we're going to, since we don't want to rest the weight on the safeties, we're going to do what I'm calling 2 taps. So instead of holding it for 2 moments, we're going to tap it twice and go up. I do this a lot with my clients when I program them on deadlifts, except I kind of make the tap a little more significant. I make a 2-tap deadlift where they tap, go to the knee, tap, go to the knee, and then they tap and lock out. It's almost like stretch, stretch, explode, stretch, stretch, explode. And that's exactly what we're going here, because leg press is the best tool in the gym for stretching. It is not for lifting, it is for stretching. If you are training to get your leg press up, you're stupid, and you're an ego lifter, and you probably have never made a female climax in her entire life. So, we've got 8 plates on here, 8 plates per side. It's probably like 800 pounds, but nothing significant. We've got the toes pointed out, we've got the knees like this, and we've got our lumbar on the pad, and 1 and 2, and here we go.
It's a quiet starry place, times where we're swallowed up in space where we're a million miles away.
It's when you have to be mean to somebody because you love them.
Who's listening to Smut? Was that Smut? Yeah, buddy. All right, now we're gonna do some calf raises, but we're gonna focus on the negative part. Get it as stretched out as possible. Feel that. Extend as far as possible. Get the negative as much as possible. Extend.
Je suis parler un petit français. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
There we go. There's 12 reps in that. You did a set of 3 leg extension. What it really stretches is the muscles connected to your knees. You want your knees to travel as far as possible. It's a nice light stretch. But I've got 5 more sets of this. 90 seconds rest. It is 15:15. So I'll go at 16:45. I'll see you guys when I'm done for tummy time. Tummy time. Everyone except for my favorite. Ooh. Oh, just finished off a little quads. Get any sort of calf? No, our calves. Legs are tiny. Side any better? Oh, it's not. It's not better. It's worse. A little bit of, I don't know if you guys can see it. A little bit of vascularity here. I was getting some across here. I don't know why I'm taking my shirt off. Ooh. Some separation here. Faithful shoulder and non-responsive calf. Ooh. The back. I didn't do any back work today. And this side. This side has a nice tricep. That's about it. But I don't know why I do these tummy times. It's almost like, I mean, they're physique progress. It's like that looks good. Is that a vein? I don't know what that is. Bicep vein. It's like physique progress, but I'm so fat, I can barely even call it a physique. So it's like, why? It's like, the progress I'm looking for isn't under the shirt. It's on the platform, you know? So, I could care less what I look like. As long as I lift heavier than fuck. That's all I'm looking for. But today was a good day. We did the forward banded deadlifts, 565. It was weird because it was almost like on the first rep the bar was getting away from me getting forward, so it's like I'm not starting back enough on my heels maybe, or I was not used to the band tension going forward yet, and I had to get used to that. But second rep was always pretty and faster. So as long as one rep was good, got some copium getting in there, but that was good. 3x2, not too intense, not too volume heavy. We're adjusting to the change in stimulus of getting back under a straight bar for squats and a straight bar for bench. Pretty much almost doubled the weight for bench, almost, than we had been doing previously, and not without a hit, or not without, went on without a hitch. Is that the saying? But pretty good day. The accessories were good. The main work was good. And I feel good. So I'm gonna go strip the leg press which is going to take forever. I hate the leg press because it takes so long to load up, even if you're not going heavy, because it's just such a simple and easy movement. And it's like, it's just a stretching implement, but people think that it's impressive to be strong on it when it really isn't. It's not that good. It's not good. But still gotta strip that, so I'm not an asshole at the gym. So, good day, good tummy time, good rinse. Stay degenerate. Patty out.